Welcome back, folks. So it's Saturday night, big day tomorrow. So I'm going to get a head start and get some measurements and start prepping up my metal work. Where is it? There, for the morning. I just need to take a couple of measurements of the existing front chassis so that I know what I'm doing in the morning. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Okay, I know that the wheels are where they're supposed to be in relation to the body, and the body is sitting pretty much square on the frame. So now I have to attach my new frame rail fronts. They sit on top of that. The current frame is sitting way high, so I know if I drop that down then I'll need to overlap. I'll show you in a diagram how I'm going to do it. So for the moment I'm just going to measure from that little point there to that point there, and also that point there, and the same on this side, and I'll kind of triangulate that to get it as accurate as possible, and that'll give me an idea of how much metal I'm going to be using from there over to there. Okay, I'll take some measurements and then show you on paper. It's freezing. Never mind. There is a couple of things I need to take into account. That's roughly where the beams are going to sit. Possibly a bit further forward. I don't know if I need them to go all the way back. But I do need to consider how I'm going to mount the back of the lower control arm. It's quite important because it's adjustable for angle. Obviously it can't go there, so this will probably get chopped out from there up to diagonal. But I need to make sure I've got room for this bolt access, or do I? That attaches to this big bushy thing here, but see, it normally sat at an angle like this. As you can see, the hole is not round, so that gave it adjustment that way. but that would normally sit on a diagonal on the Crown Vic frame. So possibly have to take this bushing out and rotate it if I want this to sit flat. So yeah, I have to take into account I need access for this bolt head wherever I mount this. Or I could possibly, no I couldn't. Yeah, maybe an access hole through the back. No, that wouldn't work either. So I need to think about that tonight. But for the moment I'm just trying to measure up, see where I'm going to cut and get stuck in the morning. Looks chunky though. Should work fine. So this is my basic diagram. This is the new metal here, which will overlap. That measurement doesn't matter at the moment. I'll decide how much I want to overlap. So that's the existing frame, overlaps, cut a nice diagonal there, same angle there. Weld these all round there. Maybe just tack them on at first to make sure it's all going to work. And then once I'm happy with the height, then I will add a plate over this section here and weld all the way around for extra strength. But what I was saying earlier about the control arm adjustment, that's going to have to sit in this area, so the bolt would come out this way and hit the bottom of that frame. So I need to figure that out, because that won't work. I will sleep in that. So, for now, say goodnight. I'll put the cover back on, and I'll be up bright and early-ish. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Well, it's bright and sunny as advertised, so let's get on. Yeah, so as I was talking about last night, this isn't a bolt, it's just a nut, so I only need about that much space to get access to a ring spanner. So that's just fine. So my diagonal will go down, will go up that way, and this will sit in this area here. Okay, let's get on. My workbench is full of crap again, so I need to clear all that. Okay, it's not going to get done by itself. Let's go on. Before I forget, I've created a Facebook group called Rodder's YouTube channel. I think it's like that. I'll add a link up here, and it's really just so that us smaller YouTubers can get together. Add a link to your YouTube page, your latest YouTube masterpiece, and you can add pictures and ask questions about your latest struggles. So give that a shot. It doesn't cost anything as usual. Okay, on with the show. The first thing I want to do is remove these steel tubes that sit inside the frame. As you can see, they're still in reasonable condition, and these really help with structural integrity of the cross member. So I need to cut this whole section out, take these out, grind them down, drill holes in the new frame, slot them in, weld them back in. Now, as you can see, the original Crown Vic frame was shaped like a banana, and I actually think that the original frame angled inwards. I'll show you what I mean. So the frame would sit there, but instead of going out the way like I would like, they're actually coming in the way. So if I mount the frames straight on that, it's going to be like that sort of angle. You can see the angle there. That's kind of going in and that's going out. So I'm thinking I'm going to, when I drill the holes in the new frame section, I'm going to offset them. So this hole will be further out, that will be further in, so that the frame will actually sit at a slight angle, and it should rest in a straight line on top of the original frame. So as I say, instead of going straight that way, it'll actually go that way. So that's a challenge. But as I say, first thing I want to do, measure the distance between there and there, so that at least I've got these holes in the right place. So I'll measure them, and where's my metal? And wherever I decide to drill on this length, so one hole will be maybe there, and one hole maybe there. Okay, so instead of right in the middle, one will be further out, one will be further in. Kind of guesswork at the moment, but I'll give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? I'll drive around the road sideways. Okay, let's chop. Before I chop this all up, just for the record, distance between the centre of that hole to the centre of that hole is 10 inches. This hole in the middle is pretty much to line up your cross member if you ever take it off the Crown Vic. But as you can see, it is not even centred with the other holes. So I may or may not use an alignment hole on the new frame. Probably not. So, as I say, 10 inches. Right, now I can chop it all up. So, as you can see, these tubes are not welded onto the bottom section, which surprised me. I thought they were going to be welded on, so I don't actually have to cut this side off. I'll just cut the other side. It's too late now, obviously, but for the other side, I'll just cut the top sections off and hopefully pull them out. There you go, learn something new every day. Okay guys, serious question. If these tubes inside the frame are not actually welded to this side of the frame, they're only welded to the top or the bottom, whatever, they're only welded to one side, then what's the point? What are they actually adding to the game? You know, I don't get it. I really thought the whole point of these being attached top and bottom was to keep it all rigid, but technically these could move about if they wanted on the inside of this frame. As I say, these sections that are cut out, you know, they weren't welded. Answers on a postcard. I'm still going to weld up mine on the new one though. Right, that's the four tubes all cleaned up. I think I figured out why they weren't welded on the bottom side. I don't think they are structural that way. I think it's really just to stop you crushing the frame. Bear in mind, the frame in the Crown Vic was kind of thinner steel than this. So if you over tightened this without it having somewhere to push against, then you could actually crush the frame a little bit when you tighten. So I think that's all these are for. So I will just weld the top. So I've marked roughly, as I say, I'm going to offset it. It's going to come a ½ inch this way and a ½ inch that way to offset the angle of my original frame and the strange angle in the cross member. So drill hole there, here, underneath both sides. Slot these in, weld them on the top, and I'll cut this notch out so it's going to sit between there and there on the original frame. So that's the next step. Let us get on with that. Here goes nothing. Forgotten where I'm drilling. There. Okay, just for the record, Mastercraft step drills suck balls. It's not cutting at all. Absolute garbage. Damn it. Okay, new plan. This is garbage. It won't cut the hole that size that I need. However, I don't need 4 holes on each at that size. I only need 2 on each side at the top. So I have this cutter, which is obviously that size. I don't know what make this is, but I know it works. So I just need to drill 2 holes at the bottom that size, 2 holes at the top, and then I can use one of these at the top to widen it to that size there. Because the bolt goes in from the bottom with this hole that I've already cut with that other hole cutter. That's fine. So one there, widen the top, and we can get back on track. Another little test fit before I commit. So that's the offset I was talking about. So the bolts are all the way through. Obviously it'll sit flat, but as you can see, that frame is now in line with the original frame, and obviously there's still the hinge at the top to come over, and there's plenty, it's still resting in plenty of the base, so I'm quite pleased with that. I'll do the same at the other side, and we're almost ready to tack it on. See how it looks. Happy days. Okay, the holes are now enlarged and these now fit inside. So that will sit a bit there. You just basically need to weld round that. Same with this one. So I'll weld these up and then I've got the other side to do. Bear with me, we're getting there. We're almost ready to try these beams, but first of all I need to chop this section off completely, otherwise this has got nowhere to go. So I'll chop this, grind that flat, same on the other side. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Famous last words. Right folks, I suppose we better bolt this up and see if it's close to fitting. Oh my goodness, so dark. Right, let's see what we got. I do have some alignment to do, and I didn't chop this bit off yet in case I messed it up. So that needs to go over a little bit, but this side is definitely need a bit of work. For a start, that bolt fits fine, that one is too far over that way. So I just need to cut these tacks off, grind it over a little bit, move it this way, and that'll close. Angle's not too bad. This needs to come in a little bit, but I've got lots of, you can see how much adjustment I've got there. But I'm not going to tack it up today, I've run out of time. It's dark, it's late. People don't like noise. Oh, I didn't point out my lower control arm situation. So as you can see now, I've got plenty of room. I'm going to attach a bracket down here, and that big bush I showed you earlier will hang down a bit there. I might even do a diagonal like it's supposed to save any problem with the bushes. Yeah, better idea there, how much more room I've got, so that'll work nice. I'm looking forward to summer when I've got a bit more light in the evening. But we are getting there, people. As always, thank you for dropping by, and remember clicking that little, where is it? There? Oh, wherever. Clicking the link. I'll add the link in the description to the Facebook group for hot rod YouTubers, whatever. It's late, I'm getting tired, and I might get back at this tomorrow after work and try and get a bit more done. Keep on plugging away, we will get there. See you on the next one. Bye bye.